Hello, my friends. I hope you're out there. I'm at a new time tonight. Just checking on the winner of today's poll. Just as I suspected. Hey, Magdalene. I hope you guys had a better day at your house today. I heard yesterday was rough like my day. Rough. R-U-F-F. Hey, there's Reagan. Hey, Reagan, I miss you. And Daniel, I'm really starting to miss you guys. Today was like the most. Let's let a few more people join. Hopefully everybody got the note that it was going to be at 7 today. How's your day been, guys? Everybody hanging in there? I'm trying. Hey, Beck. Yay, glad you're back. Yeah, last night was a little bit lower of viewers. I don't know if people had like virtual mass or virtual church that they were doing. But I'm glad that you joined in tonight. Hey, Daniel. We had some good ones last night. Oh, great. I'm glad you guys had a better day. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see if I can see who else is here. Usually Sutton joins along. And hopefully my audio matches the video. I heard today that sometimes it doesn't match up for some people, so hopefully it does for you guys. Let me know if it doesn't. I don't know how I would fix it. My dogs are chasing something. I have my office door open tonight, hoping that I'll have a good internet signal. Because I'm in my office. Hey, Malia. So hopefully the doggos don't interrupt us too much. I don't know. The back door is open too, so they'll probably run out chasing squirrels. There's my Sholly kiddos. Hey, friends. Alright, so I hope you voted in the poll today. I'm doing a poll every other day, so tomorrow I will just choose stories, and then we'll have a Saturday, Sunday break. Okay, so I'm coming live to you Monday through Friday, and I'm gonna do this new time. Hey, Shelly kiddos. Hey, Sarah. And then I kind of think I'm gonna like it because usually when I get done, it's dark and I can't walk my doggos, and they get mad. They look at me like, excuse me, you forgetting something? So today it should still be light enough outside so I can walk them real quick. Okay, in today's poll there were several different choices. There was Goldilocks and Just One Bear, which I've never read before. I got this from Scholastic when I was looking at other cool fairy tales, and it looks actually super funny. I had some other ones too, like Super Red Riding Hood. I tried to read that today. I was like, eh. I have this one that is kind of the original Goldilocks and the Three Bears. It's written by James Marshall. It's a Caldecott Award winner because of the pictures. This one is really funny. If we don't end up reading this one anytime soon, I'm going to put that on Seesaw for my kiddos to listen to, because that Goldilocks in this version, she's got some pretty interesting character traits. And you know, we had just talked about that. So I gave you lots of choices today, but the overall winner, not by a landslide, again, and I tried to give you less choices so that one would be like, whoom, I can definitely tell that's the winner, but this was not a landslide either, but it was overall top pick. Hey, Rex. Dog breath. Who voted for this one? And we have read this one in the classroom before, but we read it once, and I think it was towards the beginning of the year. It's pretty silly. So it's called Dog Breath, The Horrible Trouble with Halitosis. And halitosis is the name of the dog in this story. But halitosis is also a type of like gum disease that you can get that makes your breath smell really bad. So her name is halitosis, so it sounds like that. And as you can see, the green junk is coming on out. Hey, Rex. I think that, hey, Nolan, yay! I think that's supposed to be the bad smell. And it's also written by Dav Pilkey, who is the author of Dogman. And I know a lot of my kiddos are really interested in Dogman recently. So if you like his illustrations and his writing, you should love this book. So let's go ahead and get started now. There once was a dog named Hallie who lived with the Tosis family. Halitosis was a very good dog, but she had a big problem. You can see the whole family is holding their breath. P.U. There's all that bad breath coming out. Halitosis had horrible breath. Whenever Halitosis opened her mouth, horrible things happened. See if you can see some of the horrible things. This is a famous painting called the Mona Lisa, and she's holding her nose in this house. The goldfish, all the leaves are falling off the tree, the wallpaper's peeling off the walls. That is some seriously stinky breath. I kind of feel like my dogs have super stinky breath too. I gotta get them some of those little, they're called, what are they called? Those little green things. Greenies. They're out of them. When the children took Halitosis for a walk, everyone else walked on the other side of the street. Even skunks avoided Halitosis, which means even the skunks stayed away from her. You can see everybody's holding their nose. Hey, Miss Palmer. Don't forget, Miss Palmer's new time is 7:30. So when we finish up here, you can hop on over to Miss Palmer's Facebook page and check out some more stories there. I think Miss Palmer did a poll today too, although I missed it. But the real trouble started one day when Grandma Tosis stopped by for a cup of tea. And Hallie jumped up to say hello. P.U. Ah! Making Grandma's hair stand up. My dogs do this whenever people come over too. I'm trying to teach them that that's not polite. But they do it anyways. There she is, letting all that bad breath come out. P.U. Mr. and Mrs. Tosis were not amused, which means not happy. Something has to be done about that smelly dog, they said. Poor Hallie. It's not her fault. Oh my gosh, look at Grandma. She's falling over backwards. Excuse me. Still got this bad cough hanging around here. I'm not loving it. The next day, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis decided to find a new home for Hallie. The children knew that the only way they could save their dog was to get rid of her bad breath. So they took Halitosis to the top of a mountain that had a breathtaking view. That says, free dog to a good home. And they're sad, they're crying. They don't want to. They just can't stand it anymore. Hey, Sophia. So, breathtaking is like when something takes your breath away. You're like, oh. So they're hoping that Hallie's bad breath gets taken away. And if you'll notice this little detail, don't forget, strong readers look for picture clues as they're reading. You can see this little signpost on the tree that says, wanted for burglary. That means they break in, they're like robbers. Okay, so don't forget that little detail we just noticed. They hoped that the breathtaking view would take Hallie's breath away, but it didn't. You can see the sign that says, this way to the breathtaking view. So they're looking out at the city. But even the sun is saying P-U. Next, the children took Halitosis to a very exciting movie. They hoped that all the excitement would leave Hallie breathless. That's another good strategy, huh? Here's what the movie's called. It's called Breath of a Salesman, and it says, "It'll leave you breathless" on the poster. Oh, Sophia! Uh-oh. You better get yourself in check, sister. But it didn't. Finally, the children took Halitosis to a carnival. They hoped that Hallie would lose her breath on the speedy roller coaster. Even the people in the movie, you can see they're spraying air freshener. And then they're looking at a poster that says, "You'll lose your breath on our roller coaster." Have you ever done that on a roller coaster? I haven't ridden a roller coaster in a really long time. Oh, look at this picture. Ah! Her breath is being blown backwards into everyone's face. Look at their eyes. Ooh. Yeah, they should have made her sit in the back. Oh, there go my doggos. But that idea stunk too. The plans to change Hallie's bad breath had failed. Now only a miracle would save Halitosis. Sadly, the three friends said goodnight, unaware that a miracle was just on the horizon. That means a miracle was just around the corner. Look at everybody. Can you see a picture clue? Don't forget, strong readers look for picture clues. What's happening back here? Do you have a guess about who that might be? Remember, on the tree we saw the poster about the robbers too. Do you think that looks like them? I wonder what's going to happen. Strong readers make predictions as they read too. Later that night, when everyone was sound asleep, two sneaky burglars crept into the Tosis house. The two burglars were tiptoeing through the dark, quiet rooms when suddenly they came upon Halitosis. "Yikes!" whispered one burglar. "It's a big, mean, scary dog." "Ah, don't be silly," whispered the other burglar. "That's only a cute little fuzzy puppy." I was trying to read your comment. Nolan says he's been on the Slinky Dog roller coaster. Is that at Disney World? You know, I need to go there very soon. So they snuck into the window and they see him, but they're not close enough to smell his breath yet. The two burglars giggled at the sight of such a friendly little dog. "That dog couldn't hurt a fly," whispered one burglar. "Come here, Poochie, Poochie, Poochie," whispered the other. So Halitosis came over and gave the burglars a nice big kiss. Slurp! Yeah, this is a good part. I see all your hearts and likes. Yikes! How would you like that in your mouth? The next morning, the Tosis family woke to find two burglars passed out cold on their living room floor. It was a miracle. I see you, Bandit. Bandit's trying to come look at the story too. I'm not talking about you, Bandit. The Tosis family got a big reward for turning in the crooks, and soon Halitosis was the most famous crime-fighting dog in the country. So you can see that they wrote newspapers about her. And she has a little award that says hero. Some of the newspapers say, hero hound halts hoodlums, bad breath bungles burglary, which means she stopped the burglary. In the end, Mr. and Mrs. Tosis changed their mind about finding a new home for Hallie. They decided to keep their wonderful watchdog after all. And then they're putting in a sign, and I know it's backwards, but it says, this home protected by dog breath. And they threw the other sign away. So, I guess if your dog protects you from burglars, it's worth the dog breath. Because life without halitosis just wouldn't make any sense. And the funny thing about that is they spelled the word sense like the word when you smell. And there the family is. They all have clothespins on their nose. They decided they're going to keep Hallie after all. Love that book. I hope you enjoyed it. It is awesome. Now, let's see how much time we have. I dropped my phone. Oh, plenty of time. Okay, I think I've been saving Strega Nona, but I think it has to come tonight. So sorry, friends. It's another Caldecott honor. Strega Nona, and it's written by Tomie dePaola. Tomie dePaola writes tons of stories. And if you remember way back when in the classroom we were learning about Globetrot Scott and he was sending us books, a lot of our books were written by Tomie dePaola. The one about Old Befana and the story about the legend of the poinsettia, those were also written by Tomie dePaola. Oh man, Rex, I'm just not getting your comment. I really hope my internet's not slow. Let me know if my words aren't matching up with the video. In a town in Calabria, a long time ago there lived an old lady everyone called Strega Nona, which meant Grandma Witch. Which kind of reminds me of Old Befana. Miss Vale said this book looks familiar. Although all the people in town talked about her in whispers, they all went to see her if they had troubles. Even the priest and the sisters of the convent went because Strega Nona did have the magic touch. So everyone goes and visits her if they have a problem. Hey Penny! Yay! I'm glad you could join! We're just now starting Strega Nona. Miss Vale, Penny's here, and Sarah. I'm not sure who else, but I do see them pop up. She could cure a headache with oil, water, and a hairpin. She made special potions for the girls who wanted husbands. And she was good at getting rid of warts. So here she is doing all of those things. She's curing a headache, she's making a love potion, and she's getting rid of warts. But Strega Nona was getting old, and she needed someone to help her keep her little house and garden. So she put up a sign in the town square. So she's looking for help to kind of look after her home. And Big Anthony, who didn't pay attention, went to see her. Anthony, said Strega Nona, you must sweep the house and wash the dishes. You must weed the garden and pick the vegetables. You must feed the goat and milk her, and you must fetch the water. For this I will give you 3 coins and a place to sleep and food to eat. Oh, grazie, said Big Anthony. The one thing you must never do, said Strega Nona, is touch my pasta pot. It is very valuable, and I don't let anyone touch it. Oh, see, yes, said Big Anthony. So Big Anthony is coming to work for Strega Nona to take care of his house. She said, don't ever touch my big pasta pot. Let's see what happens. And so the days went by, and Big Anthony did his work for Strega Nona and met with the people who came to see her for headaches and husbands and warts. And Big Anthony had a nice big bed to sleep in next to the goat shed, and he had food to eat. But one evening, when Big Anthony was milking the goat, he heard Strega Nona singing. Peeking in the window, he saw Strega Nona standing over the pasta pot. So he gets curious. She sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup," which means eat. "Boil enough pasta to fill me up." And the pasta pot bubbled and boiled and was suddenly filled with steaming hot pasta. Then Strega Nona sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." "How wonderful," said Big Anthony. "That is a magic pot for sure." So she has this magic pot that when she sings to it, it will make her pasta. I sure wish I had a magic pot like that. I made pasta last night for dinner and it took forever. And Strega Nona called Big Anthony in for supper. But too bad for Big Anthony because he didn't see Strega Nona blow 3 kisses into the magic pasta pot. So he didn't watch that part. I wonder why the author would mention that. That's her. I wonder if that makes the pasta stop. And this is what happened. The next day, when Big Anthony went to the town square to fetch the water, he told everyone about the pasta pot. And naturally, everyone laughed at him because it sounded so silly. A pot that cooked all by itself. "You'd better go and confess to the priest, Big Anthony. That's such a lie." And Big Anthony was angry that it wasn't a very good thing to be. And Big Anthony was angry, and that wasn't a very good thing to be. Notice when it doesn't sound right, you need to go back and read it again. "I'll show them," he said to himself. "Someday I will get the pasta pot and I will make it cook, and then they'll be sorry." That day came sooner than Big Anthony even thought, because 2 days later, Strega Nona said to Big Anthony, "Anthony, I must go over the mountain to the next town to see my friend Strega Amelia. Sweep the house and weed the garden, feed the goat and milk her for your lunch, and there are bread and cheese in the cupboard. And remember, don't touch the pasta pot." "Oh, yes, 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 Strega Nona," said Big Anthony, but inside he was thinking, my chance has finally come. So it doesn't seem like he's going to listen to Strega Nona. As soon as Strega Nona was out of sight, Big Anthony went inside, pulled the pasta pot off the shelf, and put it on the floor. "Now let's see if I can remember the words," said Big Anthony. And Big Anthony sang, "Bubble, bubble, pasta pot, boil me some pasta nice and hot. I'm hungry and it's time to sup. Boil enough pasta and fill me up." And sure enough, the pot bubbled and boiled and began to fill up with pasta. So there he is, cooking the pasta. This is a good part. "Aha!" said Big Anthony, and he ran to the town square, jumped on the fountain, and shouted, "Everyone, get forks and plates and platters and bowls. Pasta for all of Strega Nona's house. Big Anthony has made the magic pasta pot work." Of course, everyone laughed. But they did run home to get forks and plates and platters and bowls, and sure enough, when they got to Strega Nona's, the pasta pot was so full, it was beginning to overflow. Uh-oh. Sounds like trouble. Big Anthony was a hero. He scooped out pasta and filled the plates and platters in the bowls. There was more than enough for all the townspeople, including the priest and the sisters from the convent. And some people came back for 2 or 3 helpings, but the pot was still never emptied. So all those people are eating pasta. This looks like it was long ago to me, doesn't it? But still, the pot was full. When all had had their fill, Big Anthony sang, "Enough, enough, pasta pot. I have my pasta nice and hot. So simmer down my pot of clay until I'm hungry another day." But alas, he did not blow the 3 kisses. He went outside, and to the applause of the crowd, Big Anthony took a bow. He was so busy listening to the compliments from everyone that he didn't notice the pasta pot was still bubbling and boiling until his sister from the convent said, "Oh, Big Anthony, look!" And pasta was pouring out of the pot all over the floor of Strega Nona's house, and it was even coming out the door. Oh my. So there he is trying to stop it, but it keeps on coming. Big Anthony rushed in and shouted the magic words again, but the pot kept bubbling. He took the pot off the floor, but the pasta kept on pouring out from it. Big Anthony grabbed a cover and put it on the pot and sat on it. But the pasta raised the cover, and Big Anthony as well, and spilled on the floor of Strega Nona's house. Holy moly. Excuse me. He's trying to make it stop, but keeps on coming. "Stop!" yelled Big Anthony. But the pasta did not stop. And if someone hadn't grabbed poor Big Anthony, the pasta would have covered him up. The pasta had all but filled the little house. Out of the windows and through the doors came the pasta, and the pot kept right on bubbling. The townspeople began to worry. "Do something, Big Anthony," they shouted. Big Anthony sang the magic song once again, but without the 3 kisses, it did no good. By this time, the pasta was on its way down the road, and all the people were running to stay ahead of it. Holy moly. Look at all that. Ah! I do love pasta, but that much? I don't know. "We must protect our town from the pasta," shouted the mayor. "Get mattresses, tables, doors, anything to make a barricade," which means something you put in the way to block it. But even that didn't work. The pot kept bubbling and the pasta kept coming. So here they are grabbing everything to try to stop it. See, they're trying to make that barricade. But it keeps spilling through. "We are lost," said the townspeople. And the priests and the sisters of the covenant began praying. "The pasta will cover our town," they said. And it certainly would have, if Strega Nona had not come down the road home from her visit. She didn't even have to look twice to know what had happened. Look at that. When they said, "We are lost," it didn't mean like lost, like they didn't know where they were. It meant that they thought they were going to get covered up with pasta. She sang the magic song and blew the 3 kisses, and with a sputter, the pot stopped boiling and the pasta came to a halt, which means stop. "Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona," the people cried. But then they turned on Big Anthony. Are we back? Sorry, I think my internet did something weird. Can you see me? "Oh, grazie, thank you, Strega Nona," the people cried. But then they turned on Big Anthony. "It was his fault!" the men of the town shouted. So I think Big Anthony is going to be in trouble. "Now wait," said Strega Nona. "The punishment must fit the crime." And she took a fork from the lady standing nearby and held it out to Big Anthony. "All right, Anthony, you wanted pasta from my magic pasta pot," Strega Nona said. "And I want to sleep in my little bed tonight. So start eating." And that's his punishment. That's a pretty good punishment. I mean, he did cause all of it to happen. And he did. Poor Big Anthony. There's his belly starting to grow. Too much pasta. The end. There they are at the end. He is looking sick of pasta, but Strega Nona's sleeping soundly. Alright, let me check the time for you, friends. It's already 7:30. I was going to read one more. That was a longer book. Miss Palmer, if you don't mind, I've got to do this one. I've been wanting to read this one. It's called, What Does It Mean to Be Kind? And you know, before I leave you guys every night, I tell you you need to be kind to your parents and kind to your siblings. And you know, in my classroom, the words be kind are huge. And so at this time when people need other people, it is a perfect time, hey Matthew, to learn about being kind. And this book was actually given to me from Grant Phelps, who's a former firstie. I don't know if he's watching or not, but he bought it for me at the book fair. There go my dogs, to bark at the neighbor dogs. What does it mean to be kind? Oh, good, Miss Palmer. I'm glad you don't care. Yes, head on over to Miss Palmer's first grade class to hear some more stories. What does it mean to be kind? Does it mean being a type or a category? Does it mean paying with something other than money? Does it mean being sort of something? No. I don't know what they're doing here. It says, Modern Cat Exhibit. She's trying to pay with what? Looks like a peanut. Being kind means smiling at the new student in class. We had a new student in our class this year. And I will say everyone treated him with kindness. Giving someone a compliment. Holding the door open for someone else. So here's all the things you can do to be kind. They love cats in this book. There's a doggo. So they're holding the door for each other because she's trying to get through. Sticking up for someone who is being bullied. Seeing the best in people even when they're struggling to be their best. So even though someone's having a bad day and they're not really having a kind heart, you can still be kind to them. Forgiving someone who has hurt you, or helping an injured or lost animal. So these two girls apparently needed to forgive each other. Definitely helping a lost or injured animal, for sure. Being patient even when you're in a hurry. Saying please and thank you and you're welcome, and I'm sorry. This is a good message for right now. Even when you're in a hurry, you can't find what you need in the store or around the house, you should still be kind. Celebrating differences in others. Encouraging someone who needs support. Those are ways to be kind. I love that we're all different. Helping someone out who needs help. That's kindness. Picking up trash that isn't yours. Allowing yourself to learn from your mistakes. So you can see this guy was littering, but then here he learned that he should pick up his trash. So he learned from his mistake. Oh, I'm glad you're enjoying this book, Reagan. And others. I saw Rex do it too, like to. Noticing when someone is sad and taking the time to understand why. Caring for those who are less fortunate than you are. That's really important to remember, especially right now when everybody in the whole country is struggling to get by. We need to look out for each other. Oh, Lord. Being kind means having the courage to treat others the way you would like to be treated. Please excuse my crazy dogs. Treating others the way you would like to be treated. That sounds like respect. So show your friends what it means to be kind and spread the word. If we can all be kind to each other and to ourselves, our world will be more loving, caring, and harmonious. And harmonious means like we all live in peace together. So they're all like together having a picnic outside. That's perfect. The end. There's the doggo. Okay, friends, those are all the stories I have for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed those, especially Strega Nona. It is a classic. And dog breath. That's a new favorite of mine. Please remember to be kind to each other, even on the internet, parents. I know it's hard right now. I've been taking a break from the internet because I just need some calming energy. Also, I'm wearing my shirt tonight that says, "Create your own sunshine," because it was another rainy, gloomy day, and I just need to think positive. So that's why I really wanted to read that story too. If you know anybody who is feeling down in the dumps or kind of depressed right now because they're stuck in the house, reach out to them, video chat with them, and share a little kindness. All right, friends. Head on over to Miss Palmer's first grade class. Nolan says my dogs are hungry. My dogs are always hungry. And they're about ready to go for a walk. Luckily, it's still light outside, so I can go ahead and take them. Head over to Miss Palmer's first grade class now to hear some more stories. If you're going to bed in just a few minutes, have sweet dreams. Be kind to others. I love you guys. I miss you so much. Get on your seesaw and send me cool things to look at. Videos, pictures. I'm really missing you guys. All right. Love you, friends. Take care.